Hello, everyone. Today we are going to start off with the first chapter of the book Moment. And the title of this chapter is The Lost Child, written by Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand was an Indian writer in English, notable for his depiction of the lives of the poorer castes in traditional Indian society. He was one of the pioneers of Indo Anglian fiction. He, together with R.K. Narayanan, Ahmad Ali, and Raja Rao, were one of the first Indian based writers in English to gain an international readership. Now, let us just go on to have a small sketch about the whole chapter. In the story, The Lost Child, the author tries to explore the mind of a child. The child goes to a fair with his parents. He is very excited. He wants to buy everything that he sees, but his parents don't buy him those. When he gets separated from his parents, he starts crying and refuses everything which is offered by others to him. He only wants his parents and keeps on crying. So the story highlights a child's love for his parents too. So let's start off with the chapter now. Was the festival of spring, and everyone was in a happy mood. Everyone was going to the fair. The child too was going to the fair with his parents. So it was a village spring fair, and he was going with his parents. He was very, very excited. He was extremely happy. And there are many gestures mentioned in the story where he is brimming with happiness and he is running between the legs of his father to tell us as a reader that the child was extremely excited about going to the fair. Now, on the way to the fair, the child sees many things which actually attracts him and also distracts him. Uh, while his parents are going ahead with the intention of reaching the fair, the child enjoys every beauty of nature's creation. The child enjoys the sight of the dragonflies, the little insects, the worms along the footpath, the cooing of the doves, the showering of the flower petals. He even gets attracted to the toys displayed outside a toy shop on his way to the fair. So there are many moments where he gets distracted, and in all those moments, the child seems to get stuck, seems to be standing there admiring the things in picture. Now the parents who realized that the child was lagging behind, they keep on calling the child, and his mother and father had to constantly wait for him as he just kept on lagging behind, uh, just at the interval of few minutes. Now, after entering the fair, the child was very, very confused. Like any child, he wanted everything from the fair, but he also knew that his parents won't be buying anything for him until unless it was actually necessary. Now, with wide mouth, he stared at many things. He stared at the sight of the barfi. It's an Indian sweet. Then he got attracted towards a garland of gulmohar flowers. Then he was carried away by the rainbow glory of colorful balloons. He wanted to hear to the music of a snake charmer. He wanted to have a taste of everything. But he knew that his parents will refuse, and so he did not ask for any of these boldly. He just asked them, and without waiting for a reply, he proceeded on. Now, there was a point when he came to see a roundabout, and he was not able to get uh, over the desire to have a ride on the roundabout. And so finally, he made a bold request for going on the roundabout. But when he got no reply, as he was waiting for a reply, either a yes or a no, but he was waiting for a reply, and when for quite some time he did not get a reply, he turned back and realized his parents were missing. They were nowhere to be found. Now, try to understand this. Losing one's parents is the utmost grief, and if the loser is a child, then the grief is so grave that it can't be described in words. The moments before, some moments before, we see in the story that the child is extremely happy and excited, and now suddenly, when he realizes that his parents are no longer there, he is separated from his parents, he was panic stricken. He started crying and started running frantically here and there. His clothes became muddy because he kept on stumbling as he was running. Ultimately, he rushed towards a temple where he saw a huge gathering of crowds, and he went through the crowds trying to find out his mother and father, and also crying loudly, "Father, Mother." And then, there, just seconds before he was about to fall down and was going to actually face stampede, a stranger lifted him, picked him up, and took him out, brought him out of the crowd. Now, this kind man sees the child, realizes the child's plight, and uh, at that moment, he wants to help the child desperately. And he also knows that he cannot help the child until and unless the child stops crying, because only then will the child be able to answer some of the questions that he wanted to ask about his parents. Now, this man who found the lost child tries to soothe and amuse him by taking him to the roundabout, then to the snake charmer. But on seeing a negative response, he took the child near the balloons to distract the child's attention. He even took him to the gate where the flower seller sat. He also took him to the sweetmeat seller. But all these soothings were useless, as the child was panic stricken on losing contact with his parents. He wanted nothing but his parents. Now, the story ends abruptly without telling us what happened to the child. But with the kind of idea about the man that we get, we are pretty confident that the man may have been successful in consoling the little child, and may have been able to also get some description about the child's parents, and ultimately he must have surely been able to unite them together. Now, try to understand this. See, parents are the most valuable and the most lovable to a child. Whether they are kind, strict, disciplinarian, liberal, that really does not matter. For every child, parents means a sense of security, a sense of protection, a sense of safety. And the moment this separation from the parents comes up, a child is covered with fear, is panic stricken, and we see in the story too the child crying full of fear and does not know what would happen. He only wanted his parents, and in their absence, all the things that he wished to possess becomes useless to him. He just wanted his parents with him. He did not want anything eatable or any joy whatsoever. His sole demand was his parents, whom he was continuously missing. I hope the idea of the chapter is clear to you.